welcome back. How's everybody doing? What are we doing today? I forgot for a second.
We're recording a video.
Yeah. Season 2, episode 5 of Lost in My 40s. It is ... and found. It's a Sun and Jin episode. It's a Benjamin episode. We have changed our shirts again. Ben and I are in London, so I'm wearing my Beatles shirt. But again, we are recording all these in one day.
It's funny you're wearing your Beatles shirt. I didn't realize that because
I am the
Well, I'm in Maryland, so I'm wearing my Maryland shirt.
Okay. Oh, well, great. So how's everybody doing? We kind of took a little bit of break and came back to recording these. Anything exciting happen in the last 2 hours?
No.
All right. Are you ready for a joke?
Yes.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, that was. I thought that was a joke.
Are you ready for a joke? Okay.
Yeah.
Whew. This one goes out to our friend Dave from Lost the Plot, who is an Irish man living in Stockholm. Are you ready? What do you call an immigrant in Sweden?
I don't know.
I don't know.
An artificial sweetener.
That's why I laughed earlier. Just so that nobody could say that I didn't try.
Yeah.
All right.
Wow, guys. All right. Last week, we had the return of Randy Douchebag Nations. And that was, it was fun to punk his lawn with gnomes. I did enjoy that part of the episode. Yes. Also, in the episode, I tried to write out the lyrics to the Uniques, or what is this? Slim Smith and the Unique song that is playing when Hurley is in the pantry or whatever it is. But in the timeline, Christy thought that it was the Crash Test Dummies. So we laughed about that last week. And so what I did was like, I'm just going to look up the Crash Test Dummies and see what they're up to. And you're not going to believe this, guys. This is really fucking crazy. They are touring. And not only are they touring, but today, the day that this video comes out, when Ben and I are in London, they are less than 3 hours from us playing in Manchester. Wait, did I have that right?
You said it was Nottingham.
I did. I said it was Nottingham, and then I couldn't find it in my notes. 3 hours, less than 3 hours. They're literally like in the UK, and we're in the UK. And I just thought that was fucking weird as shit, actually. Derek, they're going to be in Dallas on August 5th. If you'd like to catch the Crash Test Dummies.
They actually still are touring because I think that song was like 30 years ago.
Yes.
Yes.
And have done nothing since that I'm aware of.
Like, it's one thing to me.
I had their tape.
It's one thing to me when like a classic rock artist continues to tour on the 7 albums that they had that were hits.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But when a band, I don't know how many albums the Crash Test Dummies put out, but they really had the one hit.
Right. It's the only one I remember. But anyways, so they're just north of us.
There's a lot of bands like that people think are one-hit wonders that actually have a lot of really, really great shit.
Yeah.
And that's possibly true.
Yeah.
In this situation.
Yeah,
I didn't even know they're going to be in Dallas.
Test.
That's funny.
Yes, Dallas August 5th. They're going to be in Seattle August 20th. Christy, they are not coming to Balmer. I'm sorry.
I'm okay with that.
Her heart is breaking in front of us.
She is. You can tell she's a huge fan.
All right. Coming up this week, as in tomorrow, we explore more of Jin and Sun's backstory, including how they met.
I'm drinking gin.
Cool. Hey. There you go. Plus, I finally convinced the 3 of you, I almost said 4, like I was a part of that. I finally convinced the 3 of you to call the backenders the backenders. And I'm very excited about that. And then I lose my goddamn shit over the patriarchy. It's a very emotional episode for me this week.
Yeah,
I don't know if anyone remembers that. Christy probably listened to it. Yeah,
it was like half podcast episode, half soapbox.
Oh shit! Well, you have something to look forward to, guys. Listen, this week's ethical question So Jin is working at a hotel, and he's told not to let anyone of like a lesser status into the hotel. A young boy comes up and he has to use the bathroom. I'm wondering, what would you do if you were in a situation where, say, you had to use the bathroom, you had an emergency, and somebody wouldn't let you into a building because they thought you weren't good enough? What would your reaction be to that, Ben?
I'd piss on the side of the building.
Or Derek. Would you?
Okay.
Yeah, if I have to go, you have to go. What do you do? I'm going to piss my pants.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not like, what I would first do is try to find someplace out of the way to take a piss. Cause I'm thinking like, you're saying like, if I'm a 4-year-old or 5-year-old kid, like this kid no,
I'm saying now, if that was happening to you now.
Oh, if it happened to me now.
Oh, now I would sneak. Yeah. Okay. It's different. Kid,
I'd probably cast my Johnson right toward that motherfucker and try to piss on his leg.
Oh, so you're going to get arrested.
Perhaps.
I mean, I would too, because I'd probably just pop a squat and pee there. Yeah.
If they straight up said you're not good enough to piss in this hotel.
Oh yeah, definitely that.
Yeah. They would find me.
But if not, I'm
making an ass of myself.
Back door to go in or something, sneak in, whatever.
And sneak in and pee, like in the lobby, maybe.
Right.
Christy, what would you do?
So one day I was driving home and I knew I was not going to make it home. So I stopped at a 7-Eleven and I go inside and I looked at the guy who was working there and I said, "Do you have a restroom that I can use?" And he looked at me and kind of hesitated, like he was going to say no. And I said, "It's going to happen."
Like right here.
Yeah, it's going to happen. And he finally goes, "Okay, yeah, come on in." And I realized that the reason why he hesitated was because the door handle was broken and there was literally a screwdriver in the door that he used to pull it open. I was like, I don't fucking care, but it's going to happen. So I would probably just pee right there, and wow. I would probably say it's going to happen. And then if they still didn't let me, then it would happen.
So all of us are peeing on the sidewalk.
That's awesome. I'm going to amend my answer because the it's going to happen warning. Just I find it great. What I would do is I'd go and I'd actually hug the hotel manager really, really close, would not let go. And I just look at him and be like, "It's going to happen."
No, at that point, it's happening.
Yeah, exactly. He's like, "What are you doing?" You're just like,
"Hope you're in the golden showers."
All right. Fun question this week. What is the dumbest way you've ever hurt yourself? Oh, shit. Headphones. Derek, what's the dumbest way you ever hurt yourself?
I was 6 years old and my grandmother used to watch kids in a church nursery like Sunday morning. So I'd go with her and they had toys. And back then toys were like, dangerous. They were made out of metal, not plastic. This is like 1981.
They were mostly guns.
Yeah. Well, this was like a little
lawn darts.
Oh yeah, I had those.
Oh yeah.
I did too.
They had like a little refrigerator thing that was like, you could put toys and shit in it, like, mock kitchen, and it was made out of metal. And I was jumping around and I caught my this cheek actually on the side of it, just cut it to the bone.
Ow.
My grandmother didn't drive, so we called my parents who'd been out discoing the night before until 2 a.m. They show. I remember this vividly. They looked like they just crawled out of bed. They took me to minor emergency and stitched me up.
Wow.
I had a nice scar until I was 13, but then they took me. I got plastic surgery that got rid of it.
Wow.
I could totally see your parents at the disco. Your dad had disco hair.
Oh, hell yeah.
For his whole life.
He had a fro,
So
yeah,
perm?
man.
Perm.
Yeah.
Oh, my dad did too. My dad definitely had.
His hair was so bad,
perm.
he could not do it any other way. Like if it was straight, it was terrible.
My dad's hair was feathered.
Oh, that's good too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ben, how about you?
I wouldn't say the dumbest way was hurting myself, but the decision I made directly led to it. And you were there. We were down in South Texas and we were driving from one property. My dad had this property, and but some of the vehicles and stuff were stored on this adjacent property. So we grabbed a four-wheeler.
Dumb fucking shit.
And I jump on the four-wheeler with my uncle and we're just driving over to the other property. And then he's like, he looks at me and he's like, "Let's do a donut." And the first thing I think is, oh, this is really dumb because like it's got like really well treaded, studded tires, like big, thick treads on it. And he's trying to do it on caliche, which caliche is kind of like a limestone. So he starts to go, he takes that first turn and it just goes, instead of turning, it just goes, it tossed me. And I'm in the car.
I'm in the car like next to them. or following them basically, and just sitting in the car, kind of driving. They were pulling in to open a fence to go onto this property or whatever. And I just like look over and fucking thing flips over. And I was holy shit.
I was lucky I didn't land about a foot away from where I did, because if I had, it probably the edge of this thing probably would have just taken like straight into my chest. Instead, I ended up just hitting it in a different area, and then my head ended up hitting the ground. I ended up having this giant welt, and we were on concussion duty the rest of the night.
Wow. So. I was, So okay, that's the dumbest way your uncle has ever harmed you. Christy, how about you? Does this have something to do with one of your toes? Because you've stubbed your toes way too many times. Okay.
I have had a history with my toes.
You already told us that you broke a rib on the washing machine, though.
I was gonna say that's the one.
Okay. I broke a rib doing
laundry.
Wow.
Yeah, I think we may have talked about that. I don't know. I don't
never heard of
that.
Yeah. So the washer was off balance, and rather than open it and redistribute the clothing, I decided to just grab the back of the washing machine and put my body weight on it. And I lifted my legs up, and the thing was still rocking. And then I felt something over here go pop. And it was very painful. So yeah, I have been known to break a rib doing laundry.
You know what? I just remember you do talk about it somewhere in season 2. I remember that we talk about it. So that spoiler for whenever that episode pops up. Because I can remember the conversation that comes after it, which is why I recall it. So,
okay,
my stupid injury is
I think I know.
Yeah, so it's actually going to come with a graphic, but hold tight. So way back in 2009, I was at the Tulip Festival north of Seattle, and I was newly dating what would become my second husband, and that's who I was there with. And we got this idea, or I got this idea in my head that if he took a picture of me jumping off a tractor, that it would look really cool. And I had been up playing on the tractor with a bunch of little kids. And at the time, I guess I was 30 or turning 30. I was 30 probably. Wait.
Well, you told me that a bunch of kids were climbing on the tractor and jumping off of it.
Yeah. So I was kind of playing with the little kids, and they were all jumping off. And I said to my ex, I was like, oh my gosh, like take a picture of me like flying off of this tractor. It'll be so cool. And so I take a flying leap off a tractor. It's just about, 6 foot drop or so onto grass. And I hit the ground, and there was a like that. And it was my heel, my calcaneus, which shattered into 7 pieces. And I've had 3 orthopedic surgeries that lasted over 7 years. The joint is now fused. It will never be the same. During all of that, like the compensation on the other parts of my body, I now have arthritis in my knee and a torn meniscus, and I have hip issues, muscles in my hip that I have to go to physical therapy for. And it's going to be a lifelong issue. And here's the thing. I did get a really cool picture, and there it is right there. So you guys can't see it now. I'm adding that in post, but
I've seen the picture.
Everybody but Derek. Maybe Derek hasn't seen it. But that is the picture. That is me going whole hog off a tractor, which permanently changed the way my body feels just for the rest of my life. So
was it just on concrete or something?
No. I landed on grass. No, I landed on grass. It was an absolute like freak thing. I had a team of surgeons that told me they just never seen or heard of anything like it.
You're gifted.
They're just like there is no explanation as to how your foot. I had to go through like bone density testing, and they thought something else was wrong with me, and it just turns out it was just a freak hit it in the wrong way, right way, depending on how you look at it. Right. Okay, everybody. Of course, I have no updates or thank yous for our listeners this week, because we have pre-recorded this, as you know. Right now, Ben and I are in London eating Gordon Ramsay.
Gordon Ramsay's food.
You're eating Gordon
I was like,
Ramsay.
eating Gordon Ramsay. Yeah.
I mean,
Watch out for the corn.
Yeah, seriously.
All right. Tomorrow, Lost in My 40s, season 2, episode 5, ... and Found. It's a Sun and June episode. It is a Benjamin episode. We are back next week on June 14th with another pre-recorded pre-show. See you then. Bye.